This is a video to go along with the introstat functions code, and it will cover things like mean, median, mode, and how to describe your data. So to start off, we'll again work with this woman data set, which comes native within R, and we'll assign it to the object df. So just assigning the data to a data frame. And again, as a reminder, when we do this, we see that it ran down here. We don't get any specific output, but if we look over here in our environment, we see that we have data, this thing called df, and it has 15 observations of the two variables, so height and weight. We can get the mean of an entire column. So if we wanted the mean of the height column, we would use the function mean right here, open parentheses, and then it would specify what we would like the mean of. So we're asking for the height column from the df data frame, and we're specifying the column by using this $sign right there. So if we run this, this does give us output down here, and so we see that the mean of the height column is 65, and I believe it is 65 inches. We could also get the median. So maybe you wanted the median rather than the mean. This one also has a function, very cleverly named median. And so median, open parentheses, and again, the column you would like the median of. Running this, we see that the median is actually the exact same this time as the mean. So the median and the mean of the height column are both 65. We can get the minimum and maximum values of a column. So these are min and max. Again, what you would like the min and max of. So if we checked the minimum, we see that it is 58 inches, and the maximum is 72 inches. So by doing this, we can also say that the range is from 58 to 72. Other useful information that we can calculate is the standard deviation. So perhaps we wanted to use the standard deviation for some of our calculations, or we were just curious what the spread of the data looked like. This function is SD, so right here, and then again, what we would like the standard deviation of. So running this, we see that the standard deviation is about 4.5. Just like with other things, like we talked about in the lists and data frames, we can assign these values to an object. So we can assign the mean to an object m if we wanted to, and then we could use these in other calculations. So if we did this, we don't see any output down here this time because we assigned it to an object. What we do see over here is we have a new value, m, and it tells us what the value of m is. So it's the value is 65. Because if you recall, when we calculated the mean of the height column, it was 65. So that's what that is. We can also just put in summary. So perhaps we wanted summary statistics of our entire data frame, and we didn't want to have to run each individual function. We didn't want to have to run the mean and the standard deviation and the min and the max. We can just use the summary function on our entire data frame, and we get most of those, right? So here's our min and our max and the mean right here. But we don't just get it for the height column, we also get it for the weight column. So this is summarizing our entire data frame. If we had more columns, we would get more information. But this is what we're getting. So we're getting the minimum, maximum, mean and median, and first and third quartiles. Unfortunately, calculating the mode is not so easy. There's not just a simple native function that you can use. You can, however, run your own function, which is what this scary looking line of text is. And this is just saying this is how you calculate the mode. And so If you run this first, what it's doing is it's defining a function. And then once you run this, you can now use the function you just defined, which is mode. So we can see here for the mode of the data frame column height, it's kind of weird because there's one value for each, or there's only one value for each height. So they're all the mode because they all appear equal number of times. What we can do is we can try it on a different data frame. So here, defined our data real quick, and we can look at the mode for the cylinders. And what we see here is that the mode is 8. So that's how you can get around the fact that there isn't a native function. You can just run this, and you can use that function if you needed the mode. There is a package that we'll be making use of. It's the psych package. And so it has a describe function that is similar to the summary function, but it gives more information or different information. So before we can use the describe function, we need to first call the psych package. And so we use library psych, and that's saying we would like to please use some of the functions contained in this package. And then we can use describe on our data frame. And when we use this, this is all of the information that we get. So we see here, here's our height column right here, and here is our weight column, oops, right there. And this is all the information we get this time. So we get the number of entries per column, the mean, standard deviation this time, the median, the min, the max, the range, and skew and kurtosis values. So these will be useful later on.